to home.
Ironman 70.3 is racing back to the Tri-Cities next month. On race day, participants will swim, bike, and run with the backdrop of Washington's wine country. And this year, the stories behind the starting line are just as powerful as the race itself. Steve's in the Arc Lounge this morning with seasoned triathlete Claude Brun. Steve.
And you said seasoned, and I called you a machine, essentially, just because of what you've done over the past couple of years. So tell us again, how many races have you done? 25 branded Ironman races, and then what overall?
66, I think, triathlons, all distances. So from very short sprint to Ironman distance.
All within 9 years.
Yeah.
And you've done 5 in the past 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Do you consider yourself a machine?
Kind of, yeah. A little crazy for sure. Yeah, that's a lot, but it's fun.
Yeah. Tell me about the inspiration for what got you into competing in triathlons 9 years ago. What prompted the interest for you?
I was running at the time, and I've done my goal was to do a marathon, which I did, and then I was looking for something new to do. And I thought triathlon would be a good candidate. I knew I would love the bike. I biked a lot growing up.
Yeah.
And I knew that I would need to get my swimming in order. So there was this learning aspect that I had to accomplish. And so I tried, did a first one. That was terrible, but I'm like, I can do better. I did it. Yeah, I can do better. And that got me going, and then kept going and did more and did longer.
For somebody who's never done a triathlon before, is the training for it just as intense as it seems?
Well, it depends what your goals are and what the distance of the triathlon. Okay. I know a lot of people associate triathlon with Ironman.
Yeah.
Ironman is the super long, super crazy distance, but you get much shorter one that you can do fairly easily. Okay. Now you need to know how to swim, even if it's not fast. You need to know how to swim. That's the first thing I think I would recommend you accomplish. But then it's kind of easy, I think, and anyone can do a small triathlon at least.
When you got into the process of competing in triathlons, what surprised you about the process, or at least the races themselves? Is there anything that surprised you that maybe you didn't think before?
Some races, especially Ironman, I mean, it's massive scale. You're talking 3,000 people in one place. So those are big. And then everything, if you trying to go as fast as possible, everything counts. So your transition, you have to prepare that and be super efficient the way you go from the swim to the bike and the bike to the run. Mm-hmm. So everything counts. You can prepare a lot, but you never know what's going to happen, the weather, the environments, the people. So
something could break or something in that process of transition. So, that adds up your time too. So last year you brought in more than 40 Seattle area athletes to the Tri-Cities for this particular race that's coming up in September. How is that process of training and maybe actually doing the races with folks from a particular area, how is that building community in your mind? How does that process work?
Yeah, so I'm on the board, and I was president until a few months ago of the Seattle Triathlon Group, which is a very large and inclusive community of triathletes from all levels, from beginners to very accomplished triathletes. Mm-hmm. And we organized, it's people volunteering, and we organized training, swimming at Green Lake very often, biking, etc. So people come and join those training sessions, train together if they want to, or train on their own. So, and it's a very nice and inclusive community.
And this is, I would assume, all sort of ability levels who have gotten involved in this, right? So, I mean, even if you think like, there's no way in heck I could do a triathlon, you could if you put your mind to it.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And joining a group like this, you'll get tips from seasoned triathletes. They'll help you, and they'll explain to you what you need to do. It's a great way to get started.
And support group as well.
Yeah,
to help
absolutely.
you along with the challenges that probably come with that. What's your favorite portion of a triathlon?
Well, besides when it's finished, I'd say the finish line, but otherwise it's the bike. I've always been a strong biker, and so that's the only place in a race where I'm going to make up time. So the bike is really my favorite.
Amazing. So what's coming up in September in the Tri-Cities? Tell us about the race, the details, and can people still get involved if they wanted to kind of do a crash course in preparing for the race?
So it's an Ironman 70.3, which is a half Ironman.
Okay.
It's going to be about 2,000 people racing, I'm assuming. I think people can still sign up.
Okay.
I would recommend if you're not trained, but because 5 weeks is not quite enough to get there, probably. But it's going to be a 1.2 mile swim, a 56 miles bike ride, and a half marathon, so a 13.1 miles run.
Okay.
It's along the Columbia River. It's a very friendly, spectator-friendly race. So if people want to come and cheer for the athletes, I recommend, especially the run part along the river.
And you had mentioned probably 5 weeks is not enough time to train, but if somebody's watching at home and maybe has never done the process of training for a triathlon before, what's your advice to that person on maybe how to even begin that process?
Start with a short race, a sprint triathlon, which is really very doable. And then, you know, like, I think the swim is the most complicated for lots of people. Mm-hmm. So make sure you know how to swim. It doesn't have to be fast, but and then set the goal, and then create a plan, and talk to people who have done this before to get their tips. Join the Seattle Triathlon Group, for instance.
Great group, yeah.
And you know, set the goal, and then work towards it.
So between now and then, are we doing any more?
No.
No?
You're
taking a break for a while.
It's 5 weeks with no racing. That's amazing.
Time for some rest.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Thank you very much, and thank you for what you're doing for the triathlon community. I don't know, would you ever do one, Tyra?
I probably won't, but I admire those who do.
Good answer. Good answer.
Yeah, very awesome. Thank you, Steve. Yeah. To learn more about Ironman 70.3, we made it easy for you. Scan the QR code on your screen. That will take you directly to komonews.com/hotlinks. From there, you'll find a link to the event's website.